Okay, so we'll start. We're going to do welcome everybody. Good to see you, and welcome to anybody who's watching this on the recorded version. You're very welcome too. And this morning we're going to do the mindfulness of breathing, which is, as I've said before, it's just noticing that we get distracted and noticing that moment when we come back. And that moment when we come back is awareness. That awareness is always there, otherwise we couldn't function. But when we come back after being drifted away and there are no thoughts in our minds, that is awareness in its natural state. And that's what we're trying to cultivate. So I've got a poem here by John Kabat-Zinn, which I think is very good. It's called Mindfulness Poem. And this is what we're trying to do. Have you ever had the experience of stopping so completely, of being in your body so completely, of being in your life so completely, that what you knew and what you didn't know, that what had been and what was yet to come, and the way things are right now, no longer held even the slightest hint of anxiety or discord. A moment of complete presence beyond striving, beyond mere acceptance, beyond the desire to escape or fix anything or plunge ahead. A moment of pure being, no longer in time. A moment of pure seeing, pure feeling. A moment in which life simply is. And that isness grabs you by all your senses, all your memories, by your very genes, by your loves and welcomes you home. That is a taste of mindfulness. I think that's great. That's exactly what we're looking for when we're meditating regularly. I'm going to read it again because there's a lot in there. So it's called mindfulness. Have you ever had the experience of stopping so completely, of being in your body so completely, of being in your life so completely, that what you knew and what you didn't know, that what had been and what was yet to come, and the way things are right now, no longer held even the slightest hint of anxiety or discord. A moment of complete presence beyond striving, beyond mere acceptance, beyond the desire to escape or fix anything or plunge ahead. A moment of pure being, no longer in time. A moment of pure seeing, pure feeling. A moment in which life simply is. And that isness grabs you by all your senses, all your memories, by your very genes, by your loves, and welcomes you home. That is a taste of mindfulness. Wow. So that's what we're aiming for in this practice. And we do it just simply by what it says on the tin, practicing. We practice just noticing that we get pulled away and just patiently, kindly coming back to this precious moment of mindfulness that lies in between individual thoughts. So shall we get on with it then? And this mindfulness of breathing, as most of you know, is in 4 stages. And it's we start off on the first 2 stages. First stage following the at the end, following the out breath. The second stage following the in breath. Then we move to the body, the breath in the body, and then we move up to an area around where the breath comes in, around the nostrils or the upper lip. And just notice the subtle sensations of the breath there. Now, in the first 2 stages, if if you wish, and particularly if you're just starting to meditate, it's good to count. It's good to count in stage 1 at the end of each out breath, counting 1 and then 2 at the next out breath, and so on up to 10, and then beginning again when you get to 10, or if you get distracted. This just can help at the beginning when we start meditating to just give the mind something to do, helps the mind to settle. But if you find the counting gets in the way, and it's much better to follow the breath itself, because that's really what we're trying to do, then just do that. I'm just going to clear my throat. That's it. Sorry about that. Okay, so let's begin, and we'll begin in the usual way by settling into our meditation space, just noticing how we are coming into some kind of engagement with ourselves. So what's it feel like to be sitting here right now on this sunny Thursday morning? Just noticing particularly how you feel, not so much thinking about how you feel, just experiencing how you feel. So what's your mental state like? Is it pleasant or unpleasant, or a bit in between? I've got a slightly woolly mind this morning, which isn't entirely pleasant. I'm just noticing whatever your mind feels like, without judgment or without thinking about it. It's just how your mind is, and it will change eventually. And the same with our emotions. What's your emotional tone like? You're feeling happy, slightly anxious, a bit sad, excited, whatever it is, just noticing it, not trying to push it away or get caught up in it. It's just where we're starting from. And how are you physically? You might have some aches, some sore bits in your body. You might have pleasant or unpleasant sensations, particularly in the front of your body. So again, whatever you're feeling, it's okay. Pleasant or unpleasant or neutral. It's just where we're starting from. So it's really important to have a sense of acceptance and kindness to however we are, mentally, emotionally, and physically. It's just the truth of the moment. Noticing what our experience beyond ourselves is at the moment. Any sounds we can hear, the warmth of the air around you, the warmth of your body, the pull of gravity pulling you down onto the bed, floor, chair, cushion, and just allowing yourself to be held by the earth, by this force of gravity. Noticing if you're frowning on your forehead, and just letting that go and relaxing the face. Just letting go of all the tension in the face. And the same, looking at the shoulders, just exploring the shoulders and the lower neck. Is there any achiness there? Any tension? Just letting it go on each out breath. Just allowing any tension to drop away as much as you can. Any other aches, bringing a sense of kindness and acceptance to them. It's just the body trying to tell us something important. If we can turn with kindness to our bodily aches and pains, they tend to ease. And bringing your attention now to the breath in the chest area. Sensations of breathing in the throat and the lungs. Can you notice that? And the steady movement of the chest, rising and falling. You can let yourself get absorbed in this, rather like surfing the breath. Rising and falling, ebbing and flowing. And this is the mindfulness of breathing. And in the first stage, we're going to follow each out breath, right from the beginning, right to the end. Just noticing it all the way along. And if we wish, we can place a number at the end of the out breath, beginning with 1, then 2, and moving up to 10, and then beginning again. And when we get distracted, just seeing that as quite a natural thing and just coming back to the breath, to the out breath, and noticing this moment of this little moment of awakening to what's happened. This moment, this precious moment of being here right now and not in your thoughts. Just noticing that moment between thoughts. That's mindfulness, that's awareness, and that's what we're trying to make happen more often. But we only do that by just sitting in a relaxed way, just watching the thoughts come and go, and following the out-breath. And just dropping the counting for a moment or two, and just making sure that you're comfortable, adjusting your posture very gently if necessary. And then when you're ready, beginning to follow the in-breath right from the beginning to the end. And if you wish, placing a number just before each in-breath. Again, beginning with 1, then 2, and so on up to 10. So following the in-breath right from the beginning to the end. And just coming back to the breath and the counting, if you're counting when you're distracted, and just noticing that moment. And in the third stage, we're going to drop the counting altogether if you've been counting, and just bring our attention to the breath in the body, particularly at the beginning, at least in the chest area. Just noticing the sensations of the breath deep in the throat and the lungs, and the movement of the body. Not making too much effort to stay thought-free, just concentrating a little, but generally relaxing, just making enough effort to keep a sense of concentration. Not forcing anything. Just getting absorbed, allowing yourself to be absorbed in the movement of the chest, the sensations of the breath, as much as you can. And you can choose to stay with the breathing in the chest if you wish. But also, if you wish, you could just broaden out your awareness to cover the rest of the body. The legs, the belly and the abdomen, the arms, and the face, the head. Just noticing the movement of the breath in these areas as well, much more subtle. And you might even notice the movement of the breath in the whole of your being. And in the final stage, we're going to move up to the area around the nostrils or the upper lip, just where the breath comes into the body. And just noticing the subtle sensations in this tiny area as the breath comes in and comes out of the body. Just really focusing on this small area. Again, not trying too hard, just enough, in a relaxed, easy way. If it helps, you can notice some of the qualities of the breath, the warmth or the coldness, the texture, the length of the breath, of each breath. And dropping all effort now for the last couple of minutes, just sitting, just noticing your experience as it is right now in each moment. Not thinking about it if you can help, just noticing how it feels to be you, to be alive in the world. Well, that's it for this morning. Hope that was useful for you, enjoyable even. And if it wasn't, it's still worth doing. It's still worthwhile, even if you had loads and loads of thoughts going on. If you're enjoying these sessions, then we would really appreciate a donation to your Buddhist group. We don't have any outside income. All we have is the income that from donations. So if you would like to, we'd be very appreciative. There's a link on the text with this video, and or you could just go onto our website, yorkbuddhistgroup.com, and there's a tab on there that says support us. So if you feel like doing that, we would be very appreciative. As I say, it means a lot to us to keep us going, keep us doing this kind of thing, and opening our new Buddhist centre in a few months' time. Okay, so lovely to have you here. Welcome to those who joined later. There was Jan, Julia, Panda, Mia, Lizzie, and Jane, and Beth as well, and Emily, I think. So welcome to you too. And I'll be back at 11 with the morning cup of meditation, and again at 8 o'clock in the morning with a loving kindness meditation tomorrow. So have a good day, and I'll see you again soon. Lots of love to you.